Again, bless up, don't stress up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button because there is no love button. We do it for the love, not for the likes. Understand and praise God. One more time with the praise. We all in a 1-2. Let's turn off this notification bell. It's making all this noise. Alright, black again. Yeah, we want to chat today. I want to reason with my black African people in Africa. What's going on, African people? Black African people. Every African in Africa, no matter how many people, billions, millions, even trillions of black African. What's going on? Why this war, poverty, child sex trafficking, organ trafficking? What's going on? What's all of that about? You know, we the Africans that came out here in the West in slavery for 400 years, as the Black House of Israelite. Growing up and living in an alligator pond where, resources is ration. I grew up on the island of Grand Bahama, Freeport, Bahamas. And it's a very, very small island and it has no resources. It just has a lot of water around it, fishes, more marine resources, but it has no natural resources. It has clean water, give thanks for that, in most places. But as far as any other resources, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of land space to farm and to even, grow a family and expand and populate. So we've learned how to live ration, how to, try our best to scavenge. Many black Africans eat, the things from the bottom of the sea, and they eat the little crustacean crabs of the land and anything they can do to survive, because of the lack of resources. But my black African brothers and sisters in Africa, you have everything. You have everything. Food, good soil, rivers, lakes. You have minerals, gold, sapphire, beryllium, topaz. Everything the world even, desires. It's right there in Africa. It's a lot of timber, The Africans living in the deserts, black Africans living in the deserts, I don't know why you would do that. Yeah, humanity naturally lives along the rivers, along the banks, of rivers and near lakes, near water sources. We live where there's vegetation, where there's food, there's forestry, just natural, what I mean? So, is it because black African moved to these modern day cities, and different things that we have so much crime and madness? What is it? When you come to think of it, every human only needs water, fresh, clean water, shelter. You could take any wood, put it together, take some thatch or bamboo leaves, any kind of leaves, and cover it. Shelter yourself from the rain, the cold, the heat, from insects, and you could seal up your place properly. A nice wooden house. That's water, shelter, then food. Yeah, you could search in the wild for natural food, and plus you could, seek out seeds and plant your food and harvest your seeds and plant your food. Yeah, these things, you know what I mean? Yeah, food, shelter, water. Yeah, then clothing, you know what I mean? Yeah, we find a way to make clothes. Yeah, we're already modern. So you get food, shelter, water, and clothes. And then you thank the Creator for life. Family, you live good with people. You live good with your neighbors. You live good with everyone around you. Yeah, and the same thing you provide for the children. If you decide to have a child, Yeah, black African. If you decide to have a child, remember you got to provide food, shelter, water, and clothing for that child until they old enough to do the same for themselves. So as the elders, when someone get old and they're not able to, you know, harvest food and gather food and think for themselves, and their house may have got damaged over time, we help them, we repair their houses and we help feed them. And yeah, make sure they have clothes, because the man say once a man, twice a child. So when you become older, you become like a child. And when you're young, you are a child. So you need someone to care for you. But outside of that is what's all the rumble about? What's all this big, yeah, fighting and killing and, warring and Africa is so big, it's so much land. We don't even need to fight over land in Africa. If your brother owned this piece of land, you could go to the next piece. If that one owned, you go to the next piece. Go to Africa is very big. It's very vast. There's so much land that we even covered yet. I even never been to Africa yet. Yeah, but just research. Yeah, Africa is the biggest continent on this planet. Yeah. And it has a vast amount of land that we could just occupy, grow our food, use the timber of the land, build our houses, draw from the freshwater wells, from the springs, from the hot springs, from the lakes, from the rivers. Yeah, and we eat good. We got the sun to shine, give us light by day. And after 6, 7 o'clock, you see the sun start to set, then you could rest. If you want to stay up a bit after night, you could take some wood and burn wood through the night for light until you rest. See, 10, 11, 12 o'clock until about 2 o'clock in the morning you could burn wood. Till the next morning if you want to. Till the sun rise again. It's up to you. Yeah, and sometimes the moon is at full. You could use the moonlight, through the night. It's just God has provided everything we needed to survive. And we do need to survive, not the word needed, but everything we need to survive. So we don't need to war with each other. We don't need to fight with each other. We just need to share the land, share the water, share the space. Yeah, share the food, help one another. Yeah, stop selling the organs of children. Stop killing children. Stop, selling our daughters for sexual activity. Stop the war and fighting over a piece of land. Governments, come on. Know the needs of the people in Africa. The African people need food, shelter, water, and clothing. Provide that for the people. The guerrillas, the warfare. Yeah, let's not kill each other. We all understand there's a misunderstanding. But we have to correct this misunderstanding that there is only basic needs that we humans need to survive. Everything after that is greed, wantonness, lustfulness. It's not godliness for us to be killing one another, hurting one another. Yeah, doing all these evils to one another. Just for things that God has already provided for all of us. And governments, y'all are to fall too. Because y'all take the land, also the tribalsmen, y'all take the land, and then y'all favor the land. Get the land by money, or you got to pay money to get the land. Or you must be favored by the chief, or the tribals, whatever. No, every human deserves a piece of land. That's a human right. Yeah, no chief, no king, no government leader. No one can stop someone from having somewhere to live, a piece of land. It's a human right. Why say it's a human right? Do you notice every politician, every government, every king, every chief, every tribal leader, they all come from out of the womb of a woman? Do you realize that? All these leaders, all these great kings, Queen Elizabeth, King Rastafari, Alexander, Mussolini, the Pope, Marcus Garvey, all these great people we know in the world, Gandhi and, Buddha and, all these different people, they all came out of the womb. They born just like me and you. They humans just like me and you. And the ones who fight for the right of humans like me and you to have a piece of this world, they good people, they gods, they holy people. But those of this world that continue to grab the land and greed the land and take it from the people, charge the people, extort the people for the land. That's evil. Yeah, they're the evil men of this earth. And the evilness must stop. It have to stop. We need to live as one again. We need to live free again. We need to live by the will of God. The will of God that is that every man should have a right to a piece of land, a right to fresh drinking water, a right to food, a right to clothing, and a right to shelter. Yeah, and every man must put his shoulders to the wheel. You have to work. Yeah, every black African, when you're given a piece of land, a piece of plot for yourself, you must work that land, farm it, build your house, you know what I mean? Set your water, catch your rainwater, whatever you have to do, supply for water. And if you're living in a place that don't have water, you can't grow food, you can't build a shelter, you need to move. Yeah, the earth is the Lord's. The earth belongs to everyone. Once there is no one occupying that space, you should freely be able to occupy that space. Yeah, even in the country that I live in, the Bahamas, they have something called squatters' rights. What is squatters' rights? Squatters' rights is that if you go anywhere on these islands, in the wilderness or far from someone, and you occupy the land, you go on the land, you clean up the land, you plant trees, plant food, you set your house, you set your water, you got your clothes, you got, yeah, everything you need. After 10 years, if the original owner or someone who owns the land don't show up and say it's their land, the land automatically becomes your land. Yeah, they take that piece of land, they put it in the newspaper, and they make a request. If anybody on this particular property, please speak out now, because yeah, it's being conquered. Yeah, by a resident. Yeah, so that's called squatters' rights. You see, so it's just evident that even the government of the world, all the governments of the world, they cannot stop you from having a piece of land. It's your human right. You can't live in the sea, you'll drown. You can't live in the sky, you ain't got no wings. We can't live in a volcano, you'll burn. So humans need somewhere to live. Don't forget to subscribe, Don't forget to like, because it helps YouTube to, push the videos around a bit so more people could see it. Yeah, but African people, please, my black African people, let's humble it ourselves. Keep it simple. Let's keep it simple first. Let's make sure every black African child eats, have shelter, clothes, water, healthy water. Yeah, as an African nation, as a united African nation from Cape Town, South Africa, to Cairo, Egypt. Yeah, to the west, Ghana, and to the east, Ethiopia. All of Africa must unite. Because this is the mission of God. This is the mission of the King. If you can serve any God, your God should want to make sure that the children have food, shelter, water, clothes. Any God you serve. Yeah, in Africa. The children should be protected from being molested and sold for sex trafficking and bodies tear open and sold for organs. That's African mission. If we're going to serve a God in Africa, should not our God protect the children? Should not our God feed the children? Should not our God shelter the children and clothe them and keep them from harm? Ain't that a good God? So we Africans, no matter what we say our God is, our God needs to help the children. Our gods need to protect the children. Our God need to protect the elders and the aged. And our God need to teach us, to take care of ourselves, to plant our own food, to draw our own water. Yeah, to make our own clothes and make our own houses. And leave people alone. Leave your neighbor stuff alone. Leave your neighbor children alone. Leave your neighbor wife alone. Leave your neighbor food alone. Leave your neighbor everything alone. It's not yours. It's the neighbor's. Stay off the neighbor land. If they invite you, don't come. And if you want to come to be nice, ask for permission to go on the people land. Give people a human right to live. Please. In the name of God, whatever God they want to call it. In our black Africa, your God must be good. You can't say you're serving a God who come to help and unless you're serving the devil. Else your God is a devil. I don't care who you is in Africa, black Africa right now. If you is a leader, a religious leader, a tribal leader, a government leader, a church leader, whatever leader you is, if your intentions is not to protect the children from rape and from child sex trafficking, if your job is not to feed the children and to heal them from diseases and sickness, if you as a leader has no intention to protect elder people and even to educate people about self-awareness, to take care of themselves. If you're a leader in Africa, black African leader, no matter what your religion, no matter what your spirituality is, if you're not teaching this to the people, you're doing the works of the devil. You're doing a counteractive work to life. You're doing an anti-life work. It's not helping life. You're fighting life. Africa does not need people to fight life. Africa, black Africa needs people to minister to life. Yeah, we have to administer to life. When we have a sick among us, you make sure they eat, make sure their roof ain't leaking, make sure they have clothes, warm or something nice to keep themselves, give them medicine. Everyone, take care of each other. What else we doing? Heading on the road to destruction, hating one another, jealous, and why? Chasing this money, chasing this big car, diamonds. These cars can't talk. These cars can't help us. When you're sick and you dying, you can't call on your car. When your health fading away, you can't call on your house. When you lying and dying, you can't hold on your gold chain and ask your chain to save you. You see people just do it in the movie. When they about to get in trouble, they just take their little monuments, with probably a symbol or someone and kiss it. Say, that can't save you. If monuments and cars and symbology and wooden dolls and all these things could have saved us, the planet would have been a better place. We would have been happy. None of these idols working. These statues we bow down, we pray to, they can't help I and I. If they could have, we'd have been a better place. Look, the world is getting worse, not getting better. We need to take care of each other, especially black Africans. Everybody else follow after, Europe, China, India. But black Africans, because we're the first. We're the first of civilization. We're the first people of God. And what God means, to do good. If you call on any God and your God is not good, he's a devil. It's not God. God and devil is two different people. God means good people, doing good things, creating a good, beautiful planet with beautiful sea stars, bees, trees, everything. The devil is the opposite. Death, lying, thieving, cursing, murdering, killing, raping, extorting, aggressing. All these things is the devil. So if you find yourself in a spiritual religion, in a tribe, in a government, in any form of work, and it institute to these evil acts, yeah, depart from it. And let's administer to life, because even our own children, our own lives, our own future as humans depends on our actions. The way we perceive what's important, what's not. Cars are not important. Houses are not important. TVs are not important. Radios, jewelry, chains. It's not important. Food, shelter, water, clothing, clean water, medicine, They're the most important things in the world for humans. If you give that to every child, if you give that to every human, the world will be happy. Morality. Teach people to have morality, to mind their business, to stay off of people's land, stay off of people's property, stay off of people's business. Leave the things alone. Leave everything that belongs to them is not yours. Don't look at what your neighbor have. Look at what you have and work towards what you want in your life. If you need help, ask. If you don't get help, keep pushing on. Do what you could do until help comes. Help is on the way. But don't envy, don't hate, don't jealous, don't bad mind, don't backtalk, don't slander, don't get involved with nobody business. Leave people alone. If you live alone, you don't have nobody in your life, deal with yourself. If you live and you have family, be good to your family. Leave them alone, help them when you can, let them help you when they can. Love each other. If you have extended family, friends, whatever, do the same. Be loyal. You work in the government agency, churches, wherever, be good. Be real. Be true. When you be true to yourself, you can't be true false to nobody else. Yeah, so black Africans in Africa, please, let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to our first love, which is the love for each other. Love for the youths. Can't be killing the youths and selling the youths and things for money, bubble. For cars and jewelry and guns and things to fight war and the madness. All that is Satan. It's not necessary. Even the government taking money and extorting the people and charging people for the land and doing all kind of things, man. All this evil must stop. The love must come to the earth elsewhere. Destruction. So all the government leaders, all these spiritual leaders, all these tribal men, everybody on a suicide mission. Yeah, just to destroy one another. Why? We must think about that. Why we was be created to this earth, to come to this earth, to destroy each other? It's madness. It's madness. Something is wrong and we must fix it. We need the love. We need to take care of each other. Let's cut off the TV. Yeah. Forget about the lust and the value of your car and your house. Consider your neighbor, consider your youths, consider your family. Yeah, if they need, help them. Yeah, naturally. Always put humans first. You see, and right now we have the rich, then we have the poor. What is the rich? A bunch of people that don't care about poor people? Or is the rich or the poor people is a bunch of poor people who don't work and who don't want nothing in life and what is what? The true definition is we all is one. There's no rich and there's no poor. Yeah, because if you're rich in your family, don't have nothing, you still poor. And if you poor, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, yeah, we need each other. We don't need richness. We don't need poorness. We need each other. We need to work together to make sure everybody have. So there's prosperity in the land. Everybody could be prosperous. The child, the elder, the mid-age. Yeah, even the animals, the creatures, the earth, the waters, everything could be prosperous. Unfortunately, many of the world is not obeying, to what is right, and is bringing destruction. So I just encourage everybody to be safe, keep a heart of love, of righteousness, truth, live right, live your heart to be right. And, yeah, just trust God and do good. Yeah, because there's times are coming now where, the evil of the world is catching up with the world. All the evils that is happening is catching up and is causing a destruction on humanity. So if we want to remain, about a few of us, how many of us remain in this time, through all these devastations and things going on, we must have that heart of love for each other. We must have that heart of a oneness. So if everything in the world, all these cars, houses, hotels, TVs, entertainment, shows, all these things just crumble to nothing. All these high Buildings crumble to ashes, to nothing. We still know how to live and love each other. We still know how to go to nature and to God and live life in peace and love with each other, you know. Anyway, Heart of Love, reason why I'm no and I just wanted to touch this. Black African people, let's go. Let's get together. Let's love each other. Let's think it over. Stop the killing, you know. Yeah, stop all this evil against our own and against any other nation. We don't need it. We just need love. And we could eat good by planting our food and harvesting. We could drink healthy water. You know what I mean? Yeah. And all these governments, evil governments that letting these wicked companies come in and dump chemicals into the rivers where people gotta drink it. Come on, man. It gotta stop. And God and nature is stepping in. Yeah. Yeah, because the world needs to change. Black again.